Hello, everybody, and welcome back to this week's edition and possibly the final, but let's hope not, Spartan football preview show. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a full returning cast alongside Derrick out with me per usual. We've got Jonathan Guzman, a returning winner of the prediction part of our show. Ladies and gentlemen, before we get started, this will be releasing tomorrow on Wednesday or early Thursday morning, probably tomorrow night on Wednesday. We're recording this on Tuesday, the 23rd. First and foremost, happy Thanksgiving to all of our fellow Spartan fans, and congratulations to all the upcoming graduating seniors. Derrick, that includes you, me as well. Jonathan, I apologize. I don't know if you're graduating or not. Congratulations if you are. But look, let's turn our attention here. We've had a week and a half off of Spartan football here. Look, if you don't remember correctly, ladies and gentlemen, the last game that the Spartans played was not a good one. Played at home against Utah State, and they didn't do well. 48-17 loss. Was not a good game. Lots of turnovers. Starkel was only 19 of 29. Nick Nash led the team in rush yards with just 16. Look, this team didn't play well. But look, not all hope is lost. They're not going to repeat as champions in Mountain West. We know this. But with 5 wins on their resume, they've got a chance still here to get a bowl game against their biggest rival and for that Valley Trophy against Fresno State here. Look, let's toss it over to Derrick. Derrick, I hope you've been well. I know you broadcasted my final 2 hockey games. I thank you for that and everything. Look, this whole time has been awesome. We'll get into the thank yous later. But how have you been? And let's get into the product on Thanksgiving Day, this special game for the Spartan football team.
We see this here. This is all stress from just finishing up the last semester here. We decided to retire the number here, number 86, into the rafters here at the Out Pavilion. My boy Max finished up his career, a career filled with perseverance, a lot of hard work, a lot of blood, sweat, tears, dedication. So we got to clap there for my boy, Mr. Miller, finishing up that career. He is going to be joining us broadcasting-wise. I don't know if that's a good idea. I think it would. But anyways, to the football game, folks, before you guys tune out here, the Battle of the Valley Trophy, and there'll be some sirens because somebody's heart will be broken on Thursday. The Bulldogs have a chance of, possibly going to the Mountain West Conference title game. They will need help, though, from San Diego State with the loss. The Spartans, though, back-to-back bowl games still on the line. That'll be the first time since 1988. So a lot to play for. 22 seniors going to be playing in their final game. I don't like to say final game. I like to say the last ride just because, you've been playing football for most of your lives, and some of these guys will be heading to the NFL. But yeah, that Utah State game, it was just, it was a tale of 2 halves. We started, the Spartans started off strong. Charlie Bostic had a pick 6, and, Tyler Devins ran a touchdown. Then Utah State just made those adjustments, and that crowd decided to go to in and out a little bit early than expected in the 3rd and 4th quarter. But, like I said, for the Spartans, this is a rivalry game. Obviously, we didn't get this last year due to COVID. And I expect the seats to be packed. It's Thanksgiving. Forget about the Thanksgiving Day parade. Forget about the NFL football when you got Andy Dalton starting your first game. This is the people's main event, folks, the real main event between 2 teams that, that divide family lines, that divide friends. It's the battle for the Valley Trophy, and the Spartans still have it from 2019.
Look, Derrick, thank you for the number thing. I do appreciate it. Look, let's toss it over to Jonathan here. Jonathan, I hope you're making some Thanksgiving Day plans because you, for the Spear, are going to be at the game reporting, live tweeting, video, pictures. Ladies and gentlemen, Jonathan Guzman, yes, it's a morning game, so he'll still get his turkey. He's going to put in his hard work. He's going to write the article. He's going to get there. He's going to get home, and he's going to have a great Thanksgiving dinner. I know everybody on the Editor's Spear was a little worried about who would want to step up, and you stepped up right away, so we appreciate that. But look, Jonathan, you told me and Derrick before the game, before this recording here, that the turnovers have been an issue. Jonathan, from what you saw 2 weeks ago against Utah State to going into this week, what are you expecting here from the Spartan squad with everything to play for in a bowl game?
Yeah, I think it goes even beyond 2 weeks ago, that last game. The last 2 games, they've had 6 or they've given the ball away 6 times, and they have 2 turnovers a game, or they have 2 turnovers in 8 games this season. So I think that's something that's really concerning, and that's, I think, ultimately is what led kind of to this downfall of a season, and something that we didn't expect watching last season. And I think going into this week, I wouldn't be surprised if it was much of the same. It's kind of been the story all season long, and the Fresno State is a good football team.
Yep, Fresno State, the Bulldogs here coming in an overall record 8-3. They've been ranked in the top 25 twice. Like Derrick said, that they're going to need a little help to play in that conference championship game from San Diego State, who in tonight's college football rankings were ranked 21. Shout out to Cincinnati, by the way, first ever non-Power 5 conference team to make the top 4. And man, it's about 2 weeks too late. So congratulations to them, as I have a friend who's in my fantasy football league, not the one with Derrick and I, who goes to Cincinnati. He's ecstatic. But back here to the Spartans here. Look, this game is going to be crucial to be clean, no penalties. Obviously, if we look at the beginning of the season and how they played, yes, they beat Southern Utah here, but there were so many pre-snap penalties, Derrick, if you remember correctly. There were so many things to clean up, and they've done a good job cleaning up a lot of the things. Tackling is one of them, getting the run game going, and somewhat recreating that passing offense, which still isn't quite there. But the biggest thing that hasn't gone away is turnovers. That has been there the entire season. Jonathan Guzman here has pointed that out perfectly, and I couldn't agree with him more. Look, this is Starkel's last game as a Spartan. We know he's out of eligibility here this year. Derrick mentioned the 22 graduating seniors, among them Jack Snyder, the offensive lineman, Kyle Hopp, the center as well, who I think is going to go to the NFL this year, maybe a second or third round pick. Derrick, these juniors in there, Nehemiah Shelton, right? Or maybe not Shelton. I apologize.
Bobby Brown the second, yes.
Brown, that's it. Thank you, Derrick. I apologize. Shelton's still around here, ladies and gentlemen. But look, I mean, I know Derrick went to the Brent Brennan press conference that happens every Monday this past week. I went 2 weeks ago. I hope you got the same kind of attitude from Brennan as I did. He seemed excited to play this game. He was pushing for his team. He's letting his team know, hey, you've got a bowl game this week on the line. Give everything you got. And I know he's excited to get to this game and get to play it.
Yeah, I mean, obviously the goal is to repeat, and that, it's not going to happen this year. I think they just faced a lot of, the competition caught up with them with San Diego State. Still Boise's having a decent season. Utah State's having a sensational season. Obviously Fresno here. So yeah, I think for the Spartans though, you want to play in December. You want to keep practicing in December, just because the eyes of the nation will be on you. And for some of these teams that usually don't get a lot of national TV games, it's big to play in the bowl game. It's huge. Obviously, Coach Brandon says it's extra practice time. It's like spring ball. So I think the Spartans will step up their game. I mean, we saw the big game just up north in Palo Alto. I mean, Cal and Stanford, they didn't, they haven't had spectacular seasons, but you saw Cal's play just step up, and they took back the axe. And I feel like San Jose State can do that. They don't have any red zone interceptions, which I think will be crucial against a talented transfer QB in Jake Hayner, son of local TV news legend here, Julie Hayner. But yeah, I think it just comes down to, can they facilitate a pass rush early on in the early passing downs, especially first and second downs? Because we've seen it in third downs, and we know what Kate Hall, we know what Vilami Fulhoko, Kyle Harmon can do. We know what they can do on third and fourth downs. It's just first and second, man. You got to set this tone and set the standard. So we'll see. And then for the offense wise for the Spartans, Charles Ross has missed the last 2 games. I believe he got injured when I called the Wyoming game, or something happened. But yeah, I think, it's time for guys like Isaiah Hamilton, Jermaine Brad to step up and just keep the offense simple. You don't need to switch quarterbacks unless it's like a short yard situation where Nick Nash can thrive in. I mean, I feel like Starkel is the guy. I mean, he's the reason why, there's banners in the South Campus parking garage and on the stadium. Just trust that arm and just keep the play calling simple. Don't, overdo it. And I just felt like Coach Brennan could have gone for, a couple of fourth down conversions in that Utah State game. So just be aggressive with the play calling and just keep it simple. And we'll be doing this show hopefully one more time in December.
Yep, ladies and gentlemen, as we all know that this is a possible last time of our show. Look, ladies and gentlemen, as I mentioned before, Derrick and I are graduating. So we do know that the show will be left in good hands if there is no bowl game, but I'm hoping there is. But look, before we get to hear our predictions here, ladies and gentlemen, I have an updated prediction standings for you. And now for the ones that have aired here, Look, ladies and gentlemen, we did have a graphics error and an upload error back when the Spartans played Hawaii, back in the third week, the third game of the season. That week, Gio Gaxiola, a founding member here on this show from last year and this year, did get the win that week. But here's our total win total. Derrick went from no wins all year to grabbing 4, including the only perfect score here. The only perfect score, perfectly predicted. I added another 4 wins to my resume. And as I mentioned at the start of the show, Jonathan Guzman grabbed a win against Colorado State, and he's got 1 win on the year. So look, ladies and gentlemen, for the cream of the crop, the most wins is obviously it's going to go to me and Derrick, the hosts of the show. But props to Jonathan Guzman coming on the show. And before we move on to you guys' official predictions here, I just want to thank everybody at the Spear who came onto the show. We've got Niku, Gio, Jonathan Guzman, Ricardo, Lamar, Jonathan Schaefer was on week 1. Obviously, Ryan Carlson came back for his show. Shout out, Jeff Konya, we had mentioned. He gave us our prediction. Derrick, give me your thoughts on how the season went, the predictions, and then we'll go to Jonathan for his prediction here.
Oh, by the way, shout out to our writers. They've been putting in the hard work. Some of them have come in with no sports experience, and now they're going to leave as sports savants. So shout out to the writers. Yeah, it's just been crazy now that we are in our last week, and it's insane to know that we'll be graduating in a couple of weeks. But I know Jonathan Guzman's got to hold down the fort, and a lot of the young writers, the young legends of the world, will be holding down the fort and carrying the spear into a better future and greater possibilities. And also shout out to Mark Purdy, who got inducted into the San Jose State San Jose Sports Hall of Fame. He's one of our former advisors, but I still consider him one of my mentors. One of the reasons I came to San Jose State, taught Max and I, that's where I met Mr. Loudmouth over there. But no, it's been a fun ride. And yeah, I'll be broadcasting, by the way, Thanksgiving, folks. Ryan Carlson and I will have the broadcast for you 12:30. I know the game's going to be on FS1, but the real main event is on KSJS FM, 12:30 p.m. You can listen to that. I know Jonathan will be hearing me yelling and screaming down in the press row down there at SEFQ Stadium. And a little bit of quick shout outs to my Fresno State audience, my sister's coworker, Roger, who is a Fresno State alum. Also, Rose Luna, the Luna family, shout out to them as well. My friend Josh, back when I played youth soccer, goes there. So I got a lot of Bulldogs, but I'm just going to keep it simple. I want to do this show one more time. So I'm going to go Spartans big here. Not big score. I think it will be like a 7 to 10 point game. But I got Spartans 36 and the Bulldogs 32. I feel like the Spartans can just can they gain momentum, contain Jake Haener, try to, keep the play calling simple on third downs, and also generate the pass rush, like I mentioned, early downs, because Jake Haener, he's thrown on first down more than any other QB in the Mountain West, except for Carson's drawn up at UNR. So I feel like this will be getting close to a shootout. The Spartans have beaten the odds before. They are a 9-point underdog, but you know what? 36, 32. And we'll be doing this show one more time in December. So like Daft Punk, one more time. And remember singing, a turkey for me, a turkey for you. We'll be doing the game on KSJS with you too.
It wouldn't be a Spartan football preview show, excuse me, without Derrick singing. Jonathan, let's bring it back to you here. It's a bold prediction here from Derrick. Look, I have them as a 7.5 point favorite. That is Fresno State. Derrick found a line of them at 9-point favorites. Look, Jonathan, it's going to be a big week. Give me your keys to the game here and your prediction for the game for the Spartans.
I mean, just like last time I was on the show, I'm going to be the bearer of bad news here. I'm kind of more grounded into reality here. But I think that the Spartans have way too many problems that should have been figured out before halfway through the season, and now it's the end of the season, and they still have just the same problems. I think Jake Haener I think he's a really good quarterback. I don't think that the Spartans, who are kind of struggling on defense, are going to really be able to stop that pass attack. And Fresno State, their defense is actually really good in turnover, in takeaways. So I think that's a perfect matchup for them against this Spartan offense that's struggling right now. And I would say that it's going to be a little more of a blowout. I think Fresno's going to cover and some. I'm going to say 34 to 20 Fresno State.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. It worked for him once. Stick to your guns. I do apologize for if my voice has sounded a little raspy. I'm sure as I've been muted, you guys have seen me coughing and drinking water. Got a little bit of a cold. It is that time of year. Wouldn't be winter without everybody getting sick here. I promise it is not COVID. The COVID matchup of this from last year is not an issue. These teams are going to play. And before I give my prediction here, ladies and gentlemen, the over-under, one last time for me, if it is the last time, is 52.5. I believe it's going to hit the over. I believe it's going to be a high-scoring game. I think both offenses are going to get going. Starkel is going to want to ball out in his last possible college game. Derrick as well. Tyler Nevins is another senior who wants to go out on top, especially with the season that he's had. Him and Deese, they need this game on Thanksgiving when a lot of NFL scouts are watching other football. And if there's one college football game, they're going to be watching there too. So they want to show out if they want to make it to that next level. Look, ladies and gentlemen, my prediction here is the over hits. I have this game as 38. That's right, 38-32. Fresno State. Look, I think San Jose State covers as a 6-point here, but look, I think I'm with Jonathan here. There's just too many issues that this team didn't figure out in time. Fresno State has been ranked in the top 25 in the AP, I believe, 2 times, and that's not a mistake. They're a top team, and I know they're hungry to get that Valley Trophy back because they didn't get a chance to do it last year. The Spartans have said, they've come out hungry. They've shown their hunger. They've played hard. I just don't think it's going to happen. I think Fresno's built well. Jake Hayner's well. That defense is really good. The teams are built the same. However, Fresno's offense is averaging almost 100 yards more of offense per game than San Jose State. And the struggles that they've had with the turnovers and just being able to establish a passing game other than Derrick, I just don't really see how Fresno State doesn't walk away with the win here. Derrick, I see you're unmuted. What you got for me?
So on Twitter, it's at SJSU Max Miller, and Jonathan, I know his Twitter, but I'll look it up. If you want to send him not Thanksgiving leftovers, you can send them to my crib, my house in Salinas. And by the way, thank you. It's always a blessing to hear you guys' support and your love, especially from our families. So thankful for our families that watch us, watch our shenanigans here. And yeah, don't forget 12:30. You could tape the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. You could skip the Andy Dalton versus the Tim Doyle QB matchup. I know we got the Hatfields and McCoys down in Arlington with the Raiders and Cowboys. But this is the real main event right here. This is the battle for the Valley Trophy. Ryan Carlson and I will have the call for you, 90.5 KSJS FM. And if you need to leave the Thanksgiving table, if the conversation gets a little too weird, don't worry. You can just listen to us and we'll provide you with that holiday treat. We might throw in some Christmas similes and some analogies in there. But either way, it's going to be fun. So 12:30, folks, 90.5 KSJS. And hopefully we see you next month in December.
That's it, ladies and gentlemen. You heard where you can find it. The game for TV people will be broadcast on Fox Sports 1. It is another nationally televised game, 12:30 p.m. Pacific. Shout out to Crazy George, San Jose State's super fan. Here it is, his own bobblehead. He invented the wave in the 80s. He's a big Earthquakes fan, big A's fan, big San Jose State football fan. He is Crazy George. He is, I can tell you right now, Brennan said he even wants a bobblehead of Crazy George. So do I. That sounds awesome. However, I won't be able to attend the game. I'll be with family on Thanksgiving, up in Pleasanton and Alameda as well, and Piedmont. Like Derrick, thank you for all the good times, whether it was with the Spartan football preview show, the Not That It Matters with Max Miller on the bench. It's been fun. Jonathan Guzman, you for your first semester on the Spirit, you've been terrific writer. Thank you for stepping up in so many ways. And again, going to the game on Thanksgiving, that is a huge commitment. It is much appreciated. Shout out Richie Zajac and Caleb Ramos, our executive editor and our managing editor. We're tossing out all the thank yous here on Thanksgiving weekend for the Spartans. Look, Lawrence Fan has helped us out in getting a hold of the players, doing the press conferences with Brennan, and making sure that we are able to get everything in that we needed to do. Ladies and gentlemen, follow us on all social medias here. That's the Spear SJSU on Twitter, the Spear SJSU.com online. Check us out on Instagram. Just search the Spear. Check out Derrick Al on Twitter, me on Twitter, Jonathan Guzman. You can find all of that on our website and on our Facebook, Instagram. Ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate everybody for watching and listening this entire year. Derrick, once again, thank you for the number retirement. You didn't have to.
Yeah. And by the way, we got a shout out to our advisor, Ralph and Donna Nichols.
Yep.
Obviously, they've helped us keep us afloat through the pandemic, and now coming out, we're still in it, but obviously coming back to campus. Shout out to them as well. We also forgot our other editors, Benny the Jets Garcia, down in LA, who's been working his tail off. It's been hard just to not have him here, but he's been working his butt off. Anthony Lucido, who's been doing crazy, amazing graphic design. Max Beckhold, our grad assistant, was also on here. I know we forgot our favorite Wisconsin Badger and Arizona State Sun Devil. I think he's returning his Matt Stafford jersey. What? And then also our lead graphic designer, Kylie Harrup St. John, who just does unbelievable work for our mags and for our stories. She's just incredible, very talented indeed. And happy Thanksgiving to all. Hopefully you all stay safe, healthy, be kind to one another. Please spread the love. Hopefully you enjoy this holiday with your family. I already know I will after the game. And this should be in the Hockey Hall of Fame, by the way. Or call Winston Adams up, your club president. We can hang this up permanently, not the paper though, but we got to hang up at Slow for America as your place of employment. So
crack me up, Derrick. I'm going to miss this banter. It's going to be fun. Jonathan Guzman, thank you again for joining. Ladies and gentlemen, this is possibly, hopefully not, but possibly the last Spear Spartan football preview show. But ladies and gentlemen, check the game out, 12:30 on Thanksgiving Pacific time. FS1, 90.5 KSJS. You can listen to Derrick. Jonathan will be there. Check it out on live Twitter. Follow the Spear on Twitter. Ladies and gentlemen, for maybe one last time, for good, on the Spear here, for Jonathan Guzman and for my great friend Derrick Gow, I'm Max Miller. This is the Spear Spartan football preview.